Hey everyone, welcome back to the Broke Coder. In this video, we'll be starting the 5-minute Python tutorial series so that everyone who don't even have a background in Python will be able to follow it, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. So let's get started. So if you don't have Python already installed on your system, I will be leaving a link top here and in the description below so you can follow along for the basic Python installation one. And once you have Python installed, what you can do is go to your start menu and search up IDLE. And this should show up. That's just for integrated development environment. So once you should open it, and once you do, this should be the screen that you're shown. Now what's this called is this is a Python shell. Now a Python shell is used for testing out short snippets of code, or when you just have a doubt, you'd like to check something, or you want to execute a little piece of code, etc. And it also makes a really good place for us to work out stuff. So if we start back, now Python has a couple of basic data types that we can use. There's things like integers where you can enter it, and we can use integers. It accepts integers, it accepts strings as well. So I can say a string, and strings are given inside of single quotes. So you can use that, and there are integers, and Python also supports, of course, operations. So you can say 10 plus 5, and it gives you the answer. If you say 60 minus 6, it gives you the answer. But apart from all of this basic stuff, some of the other things that Python has would be the quotient operator. What it does is, if I say if I say 5 divide by 2, what I would get is I would get 2.5. Now sometimes you wouldn't want the decimal part, you would only want the numerator part. So what you can do is you can say 5 twice, hit the / twice, the divide sign twice, and just do that, and it'll return you the integer value. And if you would like the remainder of the division of two numbers, then what you can do is you can use the modulo sign. This percentage sign is called the modulo sign in this context, and that gives you the remainder. 5 divided by 2 leaves 1 as the remainder. That is about the basics of calculations for now. So if you want to store variables, if you want to store some data in Python, what you can do is you can just give any numbers, any names, as long as they follow a certain rules. Now what those rules are is you cannot start a variable name by a number or by any of the special symbols, or and each of the variables has to start with either an alphabet or a hyphen. An underscore. Hyphens are not allowed in Python variables. Why? Because they can be confused with the subtraction sign, and that's why they're not allowed. So if we want to declare a variable that stores a value of 10, we can just say value equals 10, and that's it. So if you want to check up that value, we can write value, and if we hit enter, we get 10. What you can also do is you can do value minus 50, and returns you the value -40. Now this -40 isn't stored anywhere, so if you go back and check your value, it's still 10. Nothing happens to your value. If you want your value to change, then what you can do is you can say value equals value minus 10. That would now make the value 0. And what you can also store is you can also store strings, and you can say things such as value again, and we'll just give it a name. We'll just store a string in here, and when we try to re-get that value, we get the value whatever we stored here. So we can use variables to store strings as well as numbers. And what you can also do is you can use the basic calculations on strings. So if I say value times 5, then I'll just get that string repeated by itself 5 times. On the other hand, if I do value plus 5, that doesn't make sense, and Python basically throws an error in my face. It tells me what you're doing is not allowed, and it's an error. It says can only concatenate string and not int. So we'll end the video here because we crossed the 5-minute time, and be sure to check out the next video in the tutorial series.